Well, what an honor it is to bring back Mary Chitwood. Mary is the founder and executive director of Robin's Home, and we are thrilled to have you back.
Thank you for having me back.
But let's start with the beginning because you're going on now 4 years?
Yes.
A 4-year anniversary of Robin's Home. What is the mission of Robin's Home?
To provide a full continuum of care to homeless, unstably housed, or low-income women veterans and their children.
Okay, so homeless, women's veterans, and their children. And I was reading and preparing for the interview, and this is something that I always like just catches my attention. That's like one of the more underserved populations.
Right.
And also, which is why you're here, right?
That's right.
And also an area that's kind of like growing in numbers.
Yeah.
Is that right?
They're the fastest growing number in the military now.
Fastest growing number in the military. So when you talk about serving them, how do you service them, Robin's Home?
Well, so when they come into Robin's Home, we do their intake. We collect a lot of their history regarding employment, mental health, substance abuse, housing, so that way we can kind of gauge what areas they are struggling in that cause them to become homeless.
Okay.
And from there, in employment history, from there we build a service plan with that veteran. And the service plans includes the goals that they need to work toward to sustain permanent housing when they move out.
Okay.
So myself and our service coordinator, we work with them closely to get them connected to the resources in the community and at the VA to help meet those needs.
All right. So the actual home itself, how many women are you taking care of or can take care of at one time?
So currently we have a 6-bedroom home, and that's what we started using in July of 2019.
Okay.
Our utilization, we're full 97% of the time. So we're in desperate need of another location, another house, so we can serve more women, more veterans. We turned away 11 referrals last year. We are the only housing program in Western Pennsylvania that's going to take children.
Okay.
So most of our women are mothers. And then because we're a service-intensive housing program, our women can be there up to 2 years. So on average, they're there 142 days, but it really gives them the time that they need to get a solid foundation before they transition back into permanent housing.
Okay. And what inspired you to do this?
I'm an Army veteran, and I was already working with homeless veterans in our community. And we have a couple of places that we use for transitional housing for our male veterans, but we never had anything for our women veterans.
Okay.
So I think because of my service, like they're my sisters. And for me, it was hard to understand, like, why don't we have anything like that for them? Most of our veterans are low income, the ones that we serve, obviously. So they're one paycheck away from homelessness. When I was working on Robin's Home, I lost my job.
Okay.
So I became one of those women, and I had to rely on some resources in the community and things like that. But it took 7 months to find another job, so it's just an opportunity to give back to the women who served our country.
Right. And that you can connect and relate to.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So now that you've had some women actually go through the program, right, and are now out into the community, do you still maintain relationships with them? How are they doing?
So we do try to maintain some relationships with them. It becomes challenging because we've had 33 women and 11 kids in the 3 years we've been open.
Wow. That's
Therefore,
a lot.
we're looking at maybe trying to implement a new program that will support them when they do transition out of Robin's Home so we can maintain that contact with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about some new programs that you have on the horizon.
So some big plans that we have for Robin's Home will be a women's veteran peer support program, which would serve any female veteran that is getting services through the Butler VA.
Okay.
That is in need of peer support. We would hire a female veteran that has lived experience and is in recovery from substance abuse or mental health. That's something that we're looking at, and we are exploring funding to be able to start that program.
Okay.
Currently, there's no female veteran peer supports to serve women veterans in our community, and we just want to be able to provide services and bridge that gap.
Yeah.
And we'd be able to serve them in the community. If they have children, we serve the children. Any people in their household that, were in need of services, we also incorporate that into that.
Okay, wonderful. And something fun, a big project that is now up and running is the new Robin's Home Thrift Store and Donation Center.
Yeah, we opened up on Veterans Day.
Okay.
So, and it's at 221 South Main Street. And it's another way to support Robin's Home to help us fulfill our mission, grow our program, secure another housing.
How did that happen?
Over the years, everybody would call and give us like furniture or this or that, and the house is already fully furnished, and we didn't have the storage for it. And then the location became available. So I guess like really the community kind of was the driving factor behind it because all the calls over the years, everybody wanted to give me furniture
Aw.
or this or that. So we just kind of
Now, who
decided
is?
to.
Yes, I think it's awesome. Wonderful, and I'm anxious to stop by there. So, kind of describe what can people find when they visit the center, the store.
Predominantly furniture, home decor items. We do have some small appliances, clothing, shoes, children's stuff. So just a variety. It changes daily because as
Okay.
people buy things, we bring more stuff up.
And who's working the store? Do you have volunteers?
So we have some paid staff members plus volunteers. So we
Okay.
hired our store manager. She's also an Army veteran. Our driver that picks up our deliveries or picks up or does our deliveries or donations. He's a veteran as well. And
Okay.
then we got a couple of volunteers that come in and help out as
And
well.
and how has the traffic been to the store?
It's been great.
It's been
Yeah, the
great.
community's been awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I know you can learn all about this by visiting their website. Stop by the store and see how you can get involved or donate. Let's end with you have some events coming up.
We have a Comedy for a Cause fundraiser. We did it last year. We're doing it again. We partnered with Slapstick Productions.
Okay.
It will be on May 20th at the American Legion in Lindora. So post 778. You can find it on our Facebook page. You can call me and I can get tickets to you.
Well, Mary, we thank you very much for all of the work that you and your team are doing to support veterans in our community. And now we can show our support to you. Thank you. Thanks for watching this episode of the Butler Buzz. If you want to see more, just click on the playlist button up here. To keep up to date with all of Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, click on the subscribe button down here. Hey, I suggest you do both. See you next time.